Okay, so we have lizard pose and variations of lizard pose that we'll go over right now. And that means the right foot here is going to be moving out towards the outer edge of the mat, and the hands are going to come to the inside of the foot. So this is a deep hip opener, again stretching through the psoas muscle, and you'll feel that stretch through the extension of the left hip right here. So from here, you can either keep the hands where they are, or you can walk the hands forward for a deeper stretch. So this could be a variation. In addition to that, you can bring the forearms down, or you can even place them onto a block if you need support here. Either hands underneath the shoulders or coming down onto the forearms with the blocks there. So that's a nice modification for this posture. Option, again, pressing into the top of the back foot or curling the toes, helping with that internal rotation once again, and even activating through the psoas here. So the spine is going to remain long. From here, you can come up onto the hands. We'll just remove the blocks. And a variation might be to just reach the right arm all the way forward and up and back. Okay, so we just turned the axial extension into an axial rotation. That's a twist. And then there's an option to bend the knee, and when we bend the knee, we activate the hamstring. And then when we hug the heel in towards the glute, then we get the stretch from the hamstring moving into the quadricep muscle. So by bending the knee, we activate the hamstring. By hugging the heel in towards the glute, we stretch the quad. And we're also doing axial rotation. So switch legs. So talking about the foot here, you probably have seen this done in a couple of different ways. We can keep the big toe planted and hug the knee in towards the rib cage. And that will start to activate through the outer hips and also the inner adductor muscles, the inner thigh. Another option that we can do is walk the foot out on an angle, turn the toes out, and that just gives a little bit more space for the belly to relax, and we can also roll to the outer edge of the foot as well. Okay, so we're getting more into the outer hip crease, the piriformis, the glute muscles, and really opening like deeply through the hip joint here. And remember, it's the extended leg where the psoas is stretching. So from there, you can also come down onto your forearms with or without a block. And let's just, you can come to the full expression of the pose as well, which is actually lifting the back leg and maybe even walking the hands forward for a deeper elongation through the spine. So go ahead and walk your hands forward, planting them on the ground. And now there's like a full energetic line here from the crown of the head all the way back to the heel. What I like to do here for the assist is to really just squeeze the hips towards one another and help support the lifting of the hip joint here. Okay, let's just come down one more time, bend the knee, and then reach back for the twist. And here, maybe you show the option of coming to the outer edge of the foot. And if you weren't able to hold the leg, depending on where this pose is in the practice, or your mobility in general, you can also use a strap to support. So we talked about the hugging of the heel in, getting the quad stretch, but there's also an opening, kicking back into the strap. or if your hand's connected. And that will really send the opening and the stretch through the shoulder joint and the pectoralis major and minor, taking it from a twist into a back bend. So you can release that. So a few different things happening in a few different variations. You can come out of that pose if you'd like. You can come into a child's. So we either have axial extension, so full lengthening of the spine. We have axial rotation when we take it into the twist. And we also have spinal extension if we start to kick back and open up, taking it into a back bend. And some of those spinal movements can be combined, like the twist and the back bend. And that's our standard lizard pose.